Well, here at beautiful Rush Park in Rossmore, California, it's another weekend of Shakespeare 2018. I'm John Underwood for Los Alamitos Television. Along with Shakespeare by the Sea, we're offering you two of Shakespeare's finest this weekend, open air and on the grass here at Rush Park. A Winter's Tale, Saturday night, tonight.
Whose bountiful courtesy towards his friends.
And tomorrow night, The Merry Wives of Windsor. Now, these are two essentially romantic comedies, so says Shakespeare and many critics. But why don't we have our own picnic side critics here at Rush Park weigh in on this? Okay, here at Shakespeare in the Park at Rush Park, and I have found a picnic critic, a local. Are you from Rossmore?
I was raised here.
Okay, all right. Who claims she has a little bit of knowledge about this play we're about to see, A Winter's Tale, and it sounds very convoluted. So we're going to let her just give us a minute synopsis of what this play is about tonight.
So King Leonidas is visiting his other friend, and I can't pronounce his name, but I think it's like Polixenes, and he has a wife, Hermione, and King Polixenes wants his friend Leonidas to stay the weekend, but he can't convince him to do so. So
Leonidas is the king.
Yeah, Leonidas is the visiting friend, and
no,
so
Leonidas is Hermione's husband.
Oh, sorry, Hermione's husband. Sorry, I'm camera shy. Okay. And so the king tries to get his wife to get Hermione to get his friend to stay, Polixenes. And when she successfully does it, that's when the seed of doubt and jealousy gets into his mind, because the king wasn't able to do it, but his wife was.
Oh, so he thinks that his friend and his wife are hooking up.
Yeah, like what's her pull over him that she could convince him. And then the rest of the play is just kind of the unfolding of what jealousy and doubt can do to one's life, and all of the lives it destroys and relationships that kind of causes to crumble.
That's actually very good. Thank you very much. We'll let the actors take it from there. So, Shakespeare in the Park, A Winter's Tale, coming right up.
Gentle hearers, behold, a personage well known to fame, both loved and feared. Time is my name. I reigned before the seas and mountains were brought forth, capping the earth's poles with ice from south to north, and setting the moving tides their bounds in place. I come to tell a tale ere now, of things that bear a weighty and serious brow. But they who come to hear a merry and bawdy play, or to see a fellow in a motley coat guarded in yellow, will not be deceived. For my tale, spanning 16 years, turns the events of many years into an hourglass. But first, such noble scenes as draw the eye to flow I present. Father Time, in all his glory, begs with kind hearts you'll listen to his story. In the country of Sicilia reigned King Leontes, whose bountiful courtesy towards his friends made him to be loved by all men. The king had in perfect love a lady called Hermione. They had not been married long when fortune had lent them a son. Fortunate in his family, Leontes was also blessed in lifelong friendship with Polixenes, companion of his bosom from his boyhood days and crown Bohemia's king, who, desirous to show their friendship, sailed to Sicilia to visit his old friend. But fortune, envious of happy success, willing to show some sign of her inconstancy, turned her wheel and darkened their bright sun of prosperity with the misty clouds of mishap and misery.
9 changes of the watery star hath been the shepherd's note since we have left our throne without a burthen. Time as much would be filled up again with thanks, my brother, and yet we should for perpetuity go hence in death.
Stay your thanks a while and pay them when you part.
Sir, that's tomorrow. I am questioned by my fears of what may chance or breed upon our absence. Besides, I stay to tire your royalty.
We are tougher, brother, than you can put us to it.
No longer stay.
1 7 night longer.
Trust me not, beseech you so. There is no tongue that moves, none in the world that could win me so soon as yours. My affairs do even drag me homeward.
Tongue-tied, our queen, speak you.
I had thought, sir, to have held my peace until you have drawn oaths from him not to stay. You, sir, charge him too coldly. Tell him you are sure all in Bohemia is well. To tell he longs to see his son were strong. But let him say so then, and let him go. But let him swear so, and he shall not stay. Yet of your royal presence, I'll adventure the borrow of a week. When at Bohemia you take my lord, I'll give him my commission to let him bear a month behind the jest before parting. You'll stay?
I may not. Verily.
Verily. You put me off with limber vows, but I should yet say, sir, no going. Verily, you shall not go. A lady's verily is as potent as a lord's. Will you go yet? Force me to keep you as a prisoner, not like a guest? How say you, my prisoner or my guest?
Your guest, then, madam. To be your prisoner should import offending.
Not your jailer, then, but your kind hostess. Come, I'll question you of my lord's tricks and yours when you were boys. You were pretty lordings then.
We were, fair queen, 2 lads, and they thought there was no more behind but such a day tomorrow as today, and to be boy eternal.
Was not my lord the verier wag of the two?
We were as twinned lambs that did frisk in the sun, and bleat the one at the other. What we changed was innocence for innocence. We knew not the doctrine of ill-doing, nor dreamed that any did.
Well, by this we gather you have tripped since.
Temptation has since then been born to us, for in those unfledged days was my wife a girl. Your fair self had not then crossed the eyes of my young playfellow.
Grace to boot. Of this make no conclusion, lest you say your queen and I are devils.
Oh.
Yet go on.
Is he won yet?
He'll stay, my lord.
At my request he would not. Hermione, my dearest, thou never spokest to better purpose.
Never?
Never but once.
What, have I twice said well? When was it before? My last good deed was to entreat his stay. What was my first? It has an elder sister, or I mistake you. Oh, would her name were Grace.
Why, that was when 3 ragged months had soured themselves to death ere I could make thee open thy white hand and clap thyself my love. Then didst thou utter, I am yours forever.
'Tis grace indeed. Why, lo you now, I have spoke to the purpose twice. The one forever earned a royal husband, the other, for some while, a friend.
Too hot. Too hot. To mingle friendship far is mingling bloods. I have tremor cordis on me. My heart dances, but not for joy, not joy. This entertainment may a free face put on, derive a liberty from hardiness, from bounty, fertile bosom, and well become the agent it may, I grant, but to be paddling palms and pinching fingers as now they are, and then to sigh as 'twere like the mort of the deer. Oh, that is entertainment my bosom likes not, nor my brows. Mamilius, art thou my boy?
I'm my good lord.
Oh, thanks, why, that's my bawcock. What? Has smutched thy nose? They say it is a copy out of mine. Come, Captain, we must be neat. Not neat, but cleanly, Captain. And yet, the steer, the heifer, the calf are all called neat. Still virgiling upon his palm. How now, you wanton calf? Art thou my calf?
Yes, if you will, my lord.
They say we are almost like as eggs. Women say so that will say anything, but were they false as wind, as waters? Yet it were true to say that this boy were like to me. Come, Sir Page, look on me with your welcome eye. Can thy dam? May it be? Affection, thy intention stabs the center. Thou dost make possible things not so held. Communicatest with dreams. How can this be?
What means Cecilia?
Something seems unsettled.
How is it with you, best brother?
Are you moved, my lord?
No. In good earnest. Looking on the lines of my boy's face, methought I did recoil 23 years and saw myself unbreached. How like methought I then was to this colonel, this squash, this gentleman. Mine honest friend, will you take eggs for money?
No, my lord, I'll fight.
You will? Ah, why, happy man be his dole. My brother, are you so fond of your young prince as we do seem to be of ours?
Ah, he is all my exercise, all my mirth, my matter. Now my sworn friend, then mine enemy. My parasite, my soldier, my statesman, all. And with his varying childness, cures in me thoughts that would thick my blood.
So stands this squire officed with me. We two will walk, my lord Hermione. How thou lovest us, show in our brother's welcome. Let what is dear in Sicily be cheap.
If you would seek us, we are yours of the garden.
To your own bents dispose you. You'll be found. Be you beneath the sky. I am angling thou, though you perceive me not how I give line. Go to. How she holds up the neb, the bill to him, and arms her with the boldness of a wife to her allowing husband. Gone already. Go. Play, boy. Play. No, thy mother plays. And I play too, but so disgraced a part whose issue will hiss me to the grave. Contempt and clamor will be my knell. Go. Play, boy. Play. There have been cuckolds ere now, and many a man there is holds his wife by the arm that little thinks she's been sluiced in his absence, and his pond fished by his next neighbor, by Sir Smile, his neighbor. Hey, there's comfort in it. How now, boy?
I am like you, they say.
Why, that's some comfort. What, Camillo there?
Aye, my good lord.
Go. Play, Mamilius, thou an honest man. Camillo! This great sir will stay yet longer.
Yeah, you had much ado to make his anchor hold. When you cast out, it still came home.
Didst note it?
He would not stay at your petitions.
Didst perceive it? How came it, Camillo, that he did stay?
Oh, at the good queen's entreaty.
At the queen's. Be it good, should be pertinent, but so it is not. Was this taken by any understanding pape but thine?
My lord, I think most understand Bohemia stays here longer.
Aye, but why?
To satisfy your highness and the entreaties of our most gracious mistress.
Satisfy? The entreaties of your mistress. Satisfy? Let that suffice. I have trusted thee, Camillo, with all the nearest things to my heart, but we have been deceived in thy integrity, deceived in that which seems so.
Be it forbid, my lord!
To bide upon it thou art not honest, or, if thou inclinest that way, thou art a coward, restraining from course required, or else thou must be grafted a servant, grafted in our serious trust, and therein negligent.
Sir, my lord, if ever in your affairs were I willful negligent, it was my folly. If industriously I played the fool, it was my negligence. And if ever afraid to do a thing where I the issue doubted, 'twas a fear which oft infects the wisest. But I beseech your grace, be plainer with me.
Have not you seen, Camillo, or heard? For to a vision so apparent rumor cannot be mute or thought, for cogitation resides not in a man who does not think. My wife is slippery. If thou wilt confess, or else be impudently negative, to have nor eyes, nor ears, nor thought, say my wife's a hobby horse, deserves a name as rank as any flax wench that puts two before her troth plight. Say it and justify it.
I will not be a stander by to hear my clouded mistress clouded so. Sure, my heart, he never spoke what did become you less than this.
Is whispering nothing? Is leaning cheek to cheek? Is meeting noses? Kissing with inside lip? Stopping the career of laughter with a sigh, a note infallible of breaking honesty, skulking in corners. Is this nothing? Why then the world and all that's in it is nothing. The covering sky is nothing. Bohemia, nothing. My wife is nothing, nor nothing have these nothings, if this be nothing.
My lord, be cured of this disease in opinion and betimes, for 'tis most dangerous.
Say it be, 'tis true.
No, no, my lord.
It is. You lie. You lie. I say thou liest, Camillo, and I hate thee. Were my wife's liver as infected as her life, she would not live the running of one glass.
Who does infect her?
Why, he who wears her like her medal hanging about his neck, Bohemia. Who, if I had servants true about me, would do that which should undo more doing. I am now his cup-bearer, whom I from meaner form have benched and reared to worship, might bespice a cup to give mine enemy a lasting wink, which draught to me were cordial.
Sir, my lord, I could do this. But I cannot believe this crack to be in my dread mistress so sovereignly being honorable. I have loved thee.
Make that thy question and go rot. Dost think I am so muddy, so unsettled to appoint myself in this vexation? To sully the purity and whiteness of my sheets, give scandal to the blood of the prince, my son, who I do think is mine, and love as mine without ripe moving to it.
I must believe you, sir. I do. And I will fetch off Bohemia for it. Provided that when he is removed, you will take back your queen as yours at the first, even for your son's sake.
Thou dost advise me, even as I mine own course have set down. I'll give no blemish to her honor, none.
Go then. And with a countenance as clear as friendship wears at feasts, keep with Bohemia and your queen.
Do it, thou hast one half my heart. Do it not, and thou splits thine own.
I'll do it, my lord.
I shall seem friendly, as thou hast advised me.
Oh, miserable lady! But for me, what case stand I in? I must be the poisoner of good Polixenes, and my grounds to do it is obedience to a master, one who in rebellion to himself will have all that are his so too. To do this deed, promotion follows. If I could find example of thousands that had struck anointed kings and flourished after, I'd not do it. But since brass, nor stone, nor parchment bears not one, let villainy itself forswear it. I must forsake the court. To do this deed or no is certain to me a breakneck. Hail, most royal sir.
The king hath on him such a countenance, as he had lost some province. Even now I met him with customary compliment, when he, wafting his eyes to the contrary, turns and speeds from me, and so leaves me to consider what is breeding that changeth thus his manners.
I dare not know, my lord.
How? Dare not, do not. Do you know and dare not? Be intelligent to me.
There is a sickness which puts some of us in distemper. I cannot name the disease. Yet it is caught of you that yet are well.
How? God of me. I have looked on thousands who have sped the better by my regard, but killed none so. Camillo, I beseech you.
I cannot answer.
A sickness caught of me, and yet I well. I must be answered. Declare what harm is creeping toward me.
Since I am bound in honor by him that I think honorable, Heed my advice, which must be swiftly followed.
On, good Camillo.
I am appointed by the king to murder you.
For what?
He thinks, nay, with all confidence he swears that he had seen it, that you had touched his queen forbiddenly.
How should this grow?
I know not, but better to avoid what's grown than question how 'tis born. If therefore you dare trust my honesty away tonight, your followers will I whisper to this business, and by twos and threes at several posterns clear them of the city. As for myself, I hereby lay my fortunes at your service, which are here by this discovery lost. Be not uncertain, for by the honor of my parents I have spoken truth.
I do believe thee. I saw his heart in his face. Give me thy hand. Be pilot to me. My ships are ready. My people did expect my hence departure 2 days ago. This jealousy is for a precious creature. As she's rare, must it be great. As his person is mighty, must it be violent. And as he does conceive that he is dishonored by one which ever professed to him, why, his revenges must be made more mighty. Come, Camillo. I'll respect thee as a father if thou bearest my life off hence. Let us avoid.
Come, sir. Away.
Take the boy to you. He so troubles me, 'tis past enduring.
Come, my gracious lord, shall I be your playfellow?
No, none of you.
Why not, my sweet lord?
You'll kiss me hard and speak to me as if I were a baby still. I love you better.
Oh, and why so, my lord?
Not for because your brows are blacker, yet black brows, they say, become some women best.
Where learned you this?
I learned it out of women's faces. Pray now, what color are your eyebrows?
Blue, my lord.
Nay, that's a mock! oh, I've seen some lady's nose that has been blue, but not her eyebrows.
Come, sir. Now I am for you again. Pray you, sit by us and tell us a tale.
Merry or sad shalt be.
As merry as you will.
A sad tale's best for winter. Oh, I know one of sprites and goblins.
Let's have that, good sir. Come on, sit down and do your best to frighten me with your sprites.
There was a man dwelt in a churchyard. Ooh, I will tell it softly. Yon cricket shall not hear it.
Come on then and give it in mine ear.
What was he met there? His train! Camillo with him!
Behind the tuft of pines I met them. Never saw him in scour so on their way. And I eyed them, even to their ships.
How blessed am I in my just censure, in my true opinion. There may be in the cup a spider steeped, and one may drink, depart, and yet partake no venom, for his knowledge is not infected. But if one present the abhorred ingredient to his eye, make known how he hath drunk, he cracks his gorge, his side, with violent hefts. I have drunk and seen the spider. Camillo was his help in this, his pander. There's a plot against my life, my crown. All's true that is mistrusted. How came the postern so easily open?
By his great authority, which often hath no less prevailed than so in your command.
I know it too well. Give me the boy! I am glad you did not nurse him. Though he does bear some signs of me, yet you have too much blood in him.
What is this, sport?
Bear him hence! He shall not come about her, away with him. Let her sport herself with that she's big with. But this Polixenes has made thee swell thus. You, my lords, look on her. Mark her well. Be but about to say she's a goodly lady. And the justice of your hearts will thereto add, 'tis pity she's not honest, honorable. But be it known by him who has most cause to grieve, it should be, she's an adulteress.
Should a villain say so, the most replenished villain in the world, he were as much more villain you, my lord, do but mistake.
You have mistook my lady Polixenes for Leontes. I have said she's an adulteress. I have said with whom more she's a traitor. And Camillo is a federary with her, and one that knows what she should shame to know herself, but with her most vile principle, that she's a bed swerver.
No! By my life, privy to none of this. How will this grieve you when you shall come to clearer knowledge that you thus have published me? Gentle, my lord, you scarce can write me throughly than to say you did mistake.
And away with her to prison. He who shall speak for her is afar off guilty, but that he speaks.
There's some ill planet reigns. I must be patient till the heavens look with an aspect more favorable. Good my lords, I am not prone to weeping as our sex commonly are, the want of which vain dew perchance shall dry your pities. But I have that honorable grief lodged here, which burns worse than tears drown. Beseech you all, my lords, with thoughts so qualified as your charities shall best instruct you, measure me. And so the king's will be performed.
Shall I be heard?
Do not weep, good fools, there is no cause. When you shall know your mistress has deserved prison, then abound in tears as I come out. This action I now go on is for my better grace. Adieu, my lord. I never wished to see you sorry. Now I trust I shall. My women, come.
Beseech your highness, call the queen again. Be certain what you do, sir, lest your justice prove violence.
Please you to accept the queen is spotless in the eyes of heaven. Hold your peace.
Good my lord!
You are abused, and by some put her on that will be damned for it.
Cease! No more. You smell this business with a sense as cold as a dead man's nose, but I do see it and feel it as you feel, doing thus, and see with all the instruments that feel.
If it be so, we need no grave to bury honesty. There's not a grain of it, the face to sweeten of the whole dungy earth.
Why, what need we commune with you of this? Our prerogative calls not your counsels. Inform yourselves, we need no more of your advice. The matter, the loss, the gain, the ordering on it is all properly ours.
And I wish, my liege, you had only in your silent judgment tried it.
Either thou art most ignorant by age, or thou wert born a fool. Camillo's flight added to their familiarity to push on this proceeding. Yet, for a greater confirmation, for in an act of this importance, 'twere most piteous to be wild. I dispatch in post you, Cleomenes, and you, Dion, to sacred Delphos, to Apollo's temple. Now, from the oracle they will bring all whose spiritual counsel had shall stop or spur me. Have I done well?
Well done, my lord.
Though I am satisfied and need no more than what I know. Yet shall the oracle give rest to the minds of others, such as he, whose ignorant credulity will not come up to the truth? Come, follow us, we must speak in public. This business will raise us all.
Of the prison, call to him. Let him have knowledge who I am. No court in Europe is too good for thee. What dost thou then in prison? Now, good sir, conduct me to the queen.
Good madam, I may not, having express commandment to the contrary.
Is it lawful then to see her women? Any of them? Amelia.
So please you, madam, to put aside this your attendant, I shall bring Amelia forth.
I pray you call her. Withdraw yourself.
And, good madam, I must be present at your conference.
Well, be it so, prithee. Here's such ado to make no stain, a stain as passes coloring. Oh, fair gentlewoman, how fares our gracious lady?
As well as one so great and so forlorn may hold together, on her frights and griefs, which never tender lady hath borne greater, she is something before her time delivered.
A boy?
A daughter, and a goodly babe, lusty and like to live. The queen receives much comfort in it. She says, my poor prisoner, I am as innocent as you.
He must be told on it, and he shall. The office becomes a woman best. I pray you, Amelia, commend my best obedience to the queen. If she dares trust me with her little babe, I'll show it the king, and undertake to be her advocate to the loudest. We do not know how he may soften at the sight of the child. The silence often of pure innocence persuades where speaking fails.
There is no lady living so meet for this great errand. I'll presently acquaint the queen of your most noble offer.
Good, madam. If it please the queen to send forth the babe, I know not what I shall incur to pass it, having no warrant.
Do not you fear it, sir. The child was prisoner to the womb, and is by law and process of great nature thence freed, and enfranchised, not a party of the anger of the king, nor guilty of, if any be, the trespass of the queen.
I do believe it.
Upon mine honor, I will stand betwixt you and danger.
No night, nor day, no rest. It is but weakness to bear the matter thus. Mere weakness. The cause were not in being. Part of the cause, she, the adulteress, or the harlot king, it's quite beyond mine arm. Out of the blank and level of my brain, plot-proof, but she, I can hook to me. Say she were gone. Given to the fire. The moiety of my rest might come to me again. How is Mamilius?
He took good rest tonight. 'Tis hoped his sickness is discharged.
To see his honor, conceiving the dishonor of his mother, he threw off his spirit, his sleep, his appetite, and downright languish. Go! Leave me solely see how he fares. Camillo and Polixenes laugh at me, make pastime of my sorrow. They should not laugh if I could reach them, nor shall she within my power. Madam, you must not enter!
Nay, rather, good my lords, be second to me. Fear you his tyrannous passion more, alas, than the queen's life? That gracious, innocent soul more free than he is jealous.
Madam, that's enough. He hath not slept tonight, ordered none should come at him.
Not so hot, good sirs. I come to bring him sleep. 'Tis such as you that creep like shadows by him, and do sigh at each his needless heavings. Such as you do nourish the cause of his waking. I come with words medicinal as true, honest as either, to purge him of that humor that presses him from sleep.
What noise there, Away with that audacious lady. Antigonus, I charged thee that she should not come about me.
I told her so, sir, under your displeasure, and on mine she should not visit you.
What, canst not rule her?
From all dishonesty he can. In this he shall not rule me.
Law you now, you hear! When she'll take the rein, I let her run, but she'll not stumble.
Good my liege, I come from your good queen.
Good queen?
Good queen, my lord, good queen. I said good queen, and would by combat make her good, so were I a man, the worst about you.
Force her hence!
Let him that makes but trifles of his eyes first hand me, on mine own accord I'll off. But first I'll do my errand. The good queen, for she is good, hath brought you forth a daughter, here 'tis, commends it to your blessing.
Out! A mankind witch, hence with her, out of door. A most intelligencing bawd. Traitors, will you not force her hence? Take up the bastard, thou dotard. Thou art woman tired, unroosted by Dame Partle here. Take it up and give it to thy crone.
Forever unvenerable be thy hands, if thou takest up the princess by that forced baseness which he hath put upon it.
He dreads his wife.
So would I you did. Then 'twere past all doubt you'd call your children yours.
A nest of traitors.
I am none by this good light.
Nor I, nor any, but one that's here, and that's himself. For he, the sacred honor of himself, his queens, his hopeful sons, his babes, betrays to slander, whose tongue is sharper than the swords.
A callet of boundless tongue, who late hath beat her husband, and now baits me. This brat is none of mine! It is the issue of Polixenes. Hence with it, and together with the dam, commit them to the fire.
It is yours, my lord! And might we lay the old proverb to your charge, so like you, 'tis the worse. Behold, my lords, although the print be little, the whole matter and copy of the father, eye, nose, lip, and thou, good goddess nature, who hath made it so like him that got it, if thou hast the ordering of the mind too, mongst all colors, no yellow in it, lest she suspect as he does her children, not her husbands.
A gross hag, and Lozelle, thou art worthy to be hanged that will not stay her tongue.
Hang all the husbands that cannot do that feat, you'll leave yourself hardly one subject.
Once more, force her hence.
A most unworthy and unnatural lord could do no more.
I'll have thee burnt.
I care not. 'Tis an heretic that makes the fire, not she which burns in it. I'll not call you tyrant, but this most cruel usage of your queen, not able to produce more accusation than your own weak-hinged fancy. Something savors of tyranny, and will ignoble make you, yea, scandalous to the world.
Were I a tyrant, where were her life? She durst not call me so if she did know me one. Away with her.
Look to your babe. Oh, my lord, 'tis yours. Jove, send her a better guiding spirit. But what needs these hands? You who are so tender o'er his follies will never do him good. Not one of you. So... Farewell.
Traitor! Thou setst on thy wife to this. My child? Away with it. Even thou, who hast a heart so tender o'er it. Take it hence, and see it instantly consumed with fire. Even thou, and none but thou, for thou setst on thy wife.
I did not, sir.
He is not guilty of her coming hither.
You liars all!
Beseech your highness, give us better credit. We have always truly served you, and we beg, as recompense of that service, that you do change this purpose, which, being so horrible, so bloody, must lead on to some foul issue.
Shall I live on to see this bastard kneel and call me father? Better burn it now than curse it then. But, be it, let it live. No, it shall not, neither.
My lord!
My lord! No.
You, sir, come you hither. What will you adventure to save this brat's life?
Anything, my lord. Anything that my ability may undergo or my nobleness impose, at least thus much. I will spawn what blood I have left to save the innocent. Anything possible.
It shall be possible. Swear upon this sword that thou wilt perform my bidding.
I will.
Mark and perform it, seest thou, for the fail of any part of it is not only death to thyself, but thy lewd-tongued wife, whom we for this time pardon. We enjoin thee that thou carry this female bastard to some remote and desert place quite out of our dominions, and that there thou leave it to its own protection, where chance may nurse or end it. Take it up.
Come on, poor babe. Oh, some powerful spirit instruct the kites and ravens to be thy nurses. Wolves and bears, they say, casting their savages aside, have done like offices of pity. So be prosperous in more than this deed does require, and blessing fight against this cruelty, fight on thy side. Poor thing, condemned to loss.
No! I'll not rear another's issue. Prepare you, my lord, summon a session, and we must arraign our most disloyal lady. For as she hath been publicly accused, so shall she have a just and open trial.
It is His Highness' pleasure that the Queen appear here in court in person. Quiet.
This session, to our great grief we pronounce, even pushes against our heart. The party tried, the daughter of a king, our wife, and one of us too much beloved. Let us be cleared of being tyrannous, since we so openly proceed in justice, which shall have due course, even to the guilt or the purgation. Read the indictment.
Hermione, Queen to the worthy Leontes, King of Sicilia, thou art here accused and arraigned of high treason in committing adultery with Polixenes, King of Bohemia, and conspiring with Camillo to take away the life of our sovereign lord the king, thy royal husband. The pretense whereof being by circumstances partly laid open, thou, Hermione, contrary to the faith and allegiance of a true subject, didst counsel and aid them for their better safety to fly away by night.
Since what I am to say must be but that which contradicts my accusation, and the testimony on my part no other but what comes from myself, it shall scarce boot me to say not guilty. Mine integrity being counted falsehood, shall, as I express it, be so received. But thus, if powers divine behold our human actions as they do, I doubt not then but that innocence shall make false accusation blush, and tyranny tremble at patience. You, my lord, best know, who least will seem to do so. My past life hath been as continent, as chaste, as true, as I am now unhappy. For behold me, a great king's daughter, the mother to a hopeful prince, here standing to prate and talk for life and honor, for who please to come and hear. For life, I prize it as I weigh grief, which I would spare. For honor, 'tis a derivative from me to mine, and only that I stand for. I appeal to your own conscience, sir. Before Polixenes came to your court, how I was in your grace, how merited to be so. Since he came, with what encounters so uncurrent I have strained to appear thus. If one jot be on the bound of honor, or in act or will that way inclining, hardened be the hearts of all that hear me, and my nearest of kin cry fie upon my grave.
You will not own it.
More than mistress, of which comes to me a name of fault I must not at all acknowledge. For Polixenes, with whom I am accused, I do confess, I loved him as in honor he required, with such a kind of love as might become a lady like me, with a love even such so and no other as yourself commanded. Which not to have done, I think, had been in me both disobedience and ingratitude to you and toward your friend. Now, for conspiracy. I know not how it tastes, though it be dished for me to try how. All I know of it is that Camillo was an honest man, and why he left your court, the gods themselves, wotting no more than I, are ignorant.
You knew of his departure, as you know what you've undertaken to do in his absence.
Sir, you speak a language that I understand not. My life stands in the level of your dreams, which I'll lay down.
Your actions are my dreams. You had a bastard by Polixenes, and I but dreamed it. And as thy brat hath been cast out, like to itself, no father owning it, so thou shalt feel our justice, in whose swiftest passage look for no less than death.
Sir, spare your threats. The bug which you would fright me with I seek. To me can life be no commodity? The crown and comfort of my life, your favor, I do give lost, for I do feel it gone, but know not how it went. My second joy and first fruits of my body, from his presence I am barred, like one infectious. My third comfort is from my breast, the innocent milk in its most innocent mouth, hailed out to murder. Myself on every post proclaimed a strumpet. Lastly, hurried here to this place in the open air before I have got strength of limit. Now, my liege, tell me what blessings I have here alive that I should fear to die. Therefore proceed. But yet, hear this. No life, I prize it not a straw, but for mine honor, which I would free. If I shall be condemned upon surmises, all proofs sleeping else but what your jealousies awake, I tell you, 'tis rigor and not law.
Please, your highness, Cleomenes and Dion, those you sent to the oracle, are come from Delphos.
Your honors all, I do refer me to the oracle. Apollo, be my judge.
The great Apollo will have the truth of this.
Bring forth, and in Apollo's name, the oracle. You here will swear upon this sword of justice that you, Cleomenes, and Dion, have been both at Delphos, and from thence have brought the sealed-up oracle by the hand delivered of great Apollo's priest, and that, since then, you have dared not to break the holy seal nor read the secrets in it.
All this we swear. Open up the seals and read.
Hermione is chaste, Polixenes blameless, Camillo a true subject, Leontes a jealous tyrant, his innocent babe truly begotten, and the king shall live without an heir, if that which is lost be not found.
Blessed be the great Apollo.
Priest!
There's no truth at all in the oracle. The sessions will continue. This is mere falsehood.
My lord the king!
Well, what is the business?
Oh, sir, I shall be hated to report it. The prince, your son, with mere conceit and fear of the queen's speed, is gone.
How gone?
Is dead.
Apollo's angry, and the heavens themselves do strike in my injustice. But how now there?
This news is mortal to the queen. Look down and see what death is doing.
Her heart is but no charge. She will recover. Beseech you, tenderly apply some remedies for life. Apollo, pardon my great profaneness against thine oracle. Reconcile me to Polixenes' new woo, my queen. Recall the good Camillo, whom I proclaim a man of truth, of mercy. For being transported by my jealousies to bloody thoughts and to revenge, I chose Camillo. How he glisters thorough my rust, and how his pity does my deeds make the blacker.
Woe the while! Oh! Cut my lace, lest my heart, cracking it, break too!
What fit is this, good lady?
What studied torments tyrant hast from me? What wheels, racks, fires, what flaying, boiling in leads or oils? What old or newer torture must I receive, whose every word deserves to taste of thy most worst? Thy tyranny, together working with thy jealousies, fancies too weak for boys, too green and idle for girls of 9. Oh, think what they have done and run mad indeed, stark mad, for all thy bygone fooleries were but spices of it. That thou betrayest Polixenes, 'twas nothing, that did but show thee of a fool. inconstant, and damnable ingrateful. Nor was it much thou wouldst have poisoned good Camillo's honor to have him kill a king. Poor trespasses, more monstrous the standing by whereof I reckon the casting forth to crows thy baby daughter to be or none, or little the devil would have shed water out of fire ere done it. Nor can it be directly laid to you the death of the young prince, but the last. O Lord, when I have said, cry woe, the queen, that dearest, sweetest creature's dead, and vengeance for it not dropped down yet.
The higher powers forbid!
I say she's dead, I'll swear it! If word nor oath prevail not, go and see. If thou canst bring tincture or luster to her lip, her eye, heat outwardly, or breath within, I'll serve you as I would do the gods. But O thou tyrant, do not repent these things. Therefore betake thee to nothing but despair.
Thou canst not speak too much. I have deserved all tongues to talk their bitterest. Say no more. However the business goes, you have made fault in the boldness of your speech.
All faults I make when I shall come to know them, I do repent. Alas, he is touched to the noble heart. What's gone and what's past help should be past grief.
Come, bring me to the dead bodies of my queen and son. One grave shall serve for both. Once a day, I'll visit the chapel where they lie, and the tears shed there shall be my recreation, so long as nature will bear up with this exercise. So long I daily vow to use it. Come, bring me unto these sorrows. Come, poor babe. Our ship hath touched upon the deserts of Bohemia, but we've arrived in ill time. The skies look dimly and threaten pleasant blusters. I have heard, but never believed, spirits of the dead may walk again. If such thing be, thy mother appeared to me last night, for ne'er was dream so like waking. In pure white robes, like very sanctity, she did approach my cabin where I lay. Thrice bowed before me, gasping to begin some speech. Her eyes became two spouts. The fury spent, anon did this break from her.
Good Antigonus, since fate against thy better disposition hath made thy person for the thrower out of my poor babe, according to thine oath, places remote enough are in Bohemia. There weep and leave it crying, and for the babe is counted lost forever. Perdita, I prithee call it. For this ungentle business put on thee by my lord, thou ne'er shalt see thy wife, Paulina, more.
Affrighted much I did in time collect myself. Thought this was so, and no slumber. Dreams are toys. Yet for this one, yea, superstitiously, I will be squared by this. Storm begins, poor wretch. Weep I cannot, but my heart bleeds, and the more accursed am I to be by an oath enjoined to do this. Farewell, Blossom. Speed thee well. Ah, the day frowns more and more. Thou would like to have a lullaby too rough. I've never seen the heavens so dim by day. Savage clamor. Oh! Well, I can Oh, this is the chase. I am gone forever.
Would any but the boiled brains of 19, 2, and 20 hunt in this weather? They've scared away 2 of my best sheep, which I fear the wolf will sooner find than the master. Yes. Oh, good luck, and it be thy will. What have we here? Oh, mercy on! It's a bairn! A very pretty bairn. Well, it's a boy or a child, I wonder. But I'll take it up, for pity. Yet I'll tarry till my son come. If thou see a thing to talk on when thou art dead and rotten, come hither! What ailest thou, man?
I have seen 2 such sights, by sea and by land. Why, would you did but see how it chafes, how it rages, how it takes up the shore. But that's not the point. Oh, the most piteous cry of the poor souls, sometimes to see 'em and not to see 'em. And now the ship boring the moon with her mainmast, and anon swallowed with yest and froth as you thrust a cork into a hogshead. Oh, and then for the land service, to see how the bear tore out his shoulder bone. Oh! How he cried to me for help and said his name was Antigonus, a nobleman. But to make an end to the ship, to see how the sea flat-dragoned it. Oh, but first, how the poor souls roared. Ah! And how the sea mocked them. And how the gentleman roared. Ah! Ah! I'm being eaten by a bear! This is so undignified! Ah! And how the bear mocked him. Both roaring louder than the sea or weather.
Name of mercy, son, when was this?
Now! Oh! Now! I have not winked since I saw these sights. The men are not yet cold under water, nor the bear half dined on the gentleman. Oh.
Heavy matters. Heavy matters. But look here, thee boy. Thou mettest with things dying, I with things newborn. Look here. A squire's cloth for the squire's child. Oh, look. Take up. Open it up. What's in? Oh.
Gold! All gold!
'Tis fairy's gold, boy. No, take up. Keep it close. Oh, home the next way. Yes. We are lucky, boy. But to be so requires nothing but secrecy. Come with me, good boy.
We will now take a short intermission. The actors are coming back around to sell more raffle tickets. This is the perfect time to make your donation to Shakespeare by the Sea by texting the word festival to 310-402-2215. Please also take a moment to fill out your questionnaires and return them. Visit our concessions area or purchase this season's t-shirts or sweatshirts. Once again, thank you for supporting Shakespeare by the Sea. Intermission has concluded. Please take your seats. The show will begin momentarily.
I that please some, try all, both joy and terror of good and bad that makes and unfolds air. Now take upon me, in the name of time, to use my wings. Impute it not a crime to me, or my swift passage as I slide o'er 16 years, and leave the growth untried of that wide gap. Your patience this allowing, I turn my glass and give my scene such growing as you had slept between. Leontes, leaving the effects of his fond jealousy so grieving that he shuts up himself. Imagine me, gentle spectators, that I may now be in fair Bohemia. And remember well I mentioned a son of the king's, which Florizel I now name to you, and with speed so pace to speak of Perdita, now grown in grace, equal in wondering, a shepherd's daughter. What to her adheres, which follows after, is the argument of time. Of this allow if ever you have spent your time worse ere now. If never, yet the time himself doth say, he wishes earnestly you never may.
When daffodils begin to appear, with high the doxy over the dale, then comes in the time of the year when the red blood reigns and the winter's pale. Oh! I have served Prince Florizel, but now I'm out of service. But shall I go mourn for that, my dear? The pale moon shines by night, and when I wander here and there, I then do go most right. And my father named me Autolycus, and being as I am littered under Mercury, was likewise a snapper up of unconsidered trifles. My revenue is the silly cheat. Yeah? Gallows and knocks are too powerful on the highway. Hangings and beatings are terrors to me. As for the life to come, I sleep out the thought of it. Ooh, a prize! Prize!
Let me see. Every 11 leather tods. Every tod yields pound and odd shilling. 1,500 shorn. What comes the wool to?
If the springe hold, the cock's mine.
I cannot do it without counters. Let me see. What am I to buy for our sheep shearing feast? 3 pound of sugar, 5 pound of currants, rice. What would this sister of mine do with rice? But my father hath made her mistress of the feast, and she lays it on.
Oh, help me, sir! Help me, help me, help me!
Alas, poor man!
Oh, I am beaten and robbed, sir! My money and apparel taken, and these detestable things put upon me!
Lend me thy hand, I'll help thee.
Oh, tenderly, sir, tenderly! Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back.
Alas, poor soul!
Oh, softly, sir! Softly, sir! I fear my shoulder blade is out!
How now? Can't stand?
Softly! Softly! Go! Oh! Oh, thank you, sir! Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, sir! Oh, thank you, sir! You have done me a charitable office.
Dost lack any money? I have a little money for thee.
No, sir, no. Offer me no money, I pray you. That kills me heart. Oh, I have a kinsman, not 3/4 of a mile hence, unto whom I was going even now. Offer me no money, sir, I pray you. You have done me a charitable service, sir.
What manner of fellow was he that robbed you?
A fellow, sir, that I have known to go about with troll madams. I cannot say for which of his virtues it was, but he was certainly whipped out of court.
His vices, you would say. There's no virtue whipped out of the court.
His vices, I would say, sir. I know the man well. Some call him a Autolycus.
Out upon him. Prig.
Wait.
For my life, prig.
Oh.
Not a more cowardly rogue in all Bohemia. If you had but looked big and spit at him, he'd have run.
Well, sir, I am no great fighter. I am false of heart that way. And that he knew, I warrant him.
How do you now?
My hat down! Oh, much better than I was before. I can stand and walk, and even so will take my leave of you and tread softly to my kinsman's house.
Then fare thee well.
Farewell.
I must go buy spices for our sheep shearing.
Ah, very good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Prosper you, sweet sir. Farewell. Farewell, sir. I'll be with you at your sheep shearing, too. If I make not this cheat, bring out another, and all the shearers prove sheep. Why then, let me be unrolled, and my name put down in the book of virtue, huh? Jog on the footpathway, your merriest hint to style, your sad heart. Anything, a death to grant this.
Sir, it is 16 years since I saw my country, and I desire to lay my bones there. Besides, the penitent king my master hath sent to me, to whose feeling sorrow I might be some allay.
Pray you, Camilla, wipe not out the rest of thy service by leaving me now. The need I have of thee, thine own goodness hath made. And not to have had thee than thus to want thee. Say to me, when sawest thou Prince Florizel, my son?
Oh, sir, it is 3 days since I saw the prince. What his happier affairs may be are to be unknown, but I have mystically noted he's much retired from court.
I have eyes under my service which look into his removedness, from whom I have this intelligence that he is seldom from the house of a most homely shepherd. A man, they say, that from very nothing and beyond the imagination of his neighbors is grown into an unspeakable estate.
Oh, I've heard, sir, of such a man who hath a daughter of most rare note.
That is likewise part of my intelligence. But I fear the angle that plucks our son thither. Thou shalt accompany us to the place, where we will, not appearing as we are, have some question with the shepherd. From whose simplicity I think it not uneasy to get the cause of my son's resort thither. Come, be my present partner in this business, and lay aside thoughts of Cecilia.
I willingly obey your command.
My best, Camillo. We must disguise ourselves.
Oh, these your unusual weeds to each part of you do give a life. No shepherdess, but Laura peering in April's front. This your shearing is as a meeting of the petty gods, and you, the queen on it.
Sir, my gracious lord, to chide at your extremes it not becomes me. Oh, pardon that I named them. Your high self, the gracious mark of the land, you have obscured with a swain's wearing. And me, poor lowly maid, most goddess-like pranked up. I should blush to see you so attired. Swoon, I think, to show myself a glass.
I bless the time when my good falcon made his flight across thy father's ground.
Now Jove afford you cause, to me the difference forges dread. Even now, I tremble to think your father by some accident should pass by this way as you did. Oh, the fates! How would he look to see his work so noble, vilely bound up? What would he say? Or how should I, in these my borrowed flaunts, behold the sternness of his presence?
Apprehend nothing but jollity. The gods themselves, humbling their deities to love, have taken the shapes of beasts upon them. Jupiter became a bull and bellowed. Golden Apollo, a poor humble swain, as I seem now. Their transformations were never for a piece of beauty rarer.
Oh, but sir, your resolution cannot hold when 'tis opposed, as it must be by the power of the king.
Oh, dearest Perdita, with these forced thoughts, I prithee, darken not the mirth of the feast.
Or I'll be thine, my fair, or not my father's. For I cannot be mine own, nor anything to any, if I be not thine. To this I am most constant, though destiny say no. Be merry, gentle, your guests are coming. Lift up your countenance, as it were the day of celebration of that nuptial which we two have sworn shall come.
I, daughter, when my old wife was alive, upon this day she welcomed all. She served all. You are retired as if you were a feasted one, and not the hostess of the meeting. Now I pray thee, go and welcome these unknown friends to welcome, and present thyself that which you are, mistress of the feast.
Sir, welcome. It is my father's will I should take on me the hostesship of the day. You're welcome, sir. Oh, give me those flowers there, Dorcas. Thank you. Reverend sirs, for you there's rosemary and rue. These keep seeming in savor all the winter long. Grace and remembrance be to you both, and welcome to our shearing.
Shepherdess, a fair one are you. Well, you fit our ages with flowers of winter.
Oh, sir, the fairest flowers of the season are our carnations and streaked gillivores, which some call nature's bastards. Of that kind our rustic garden is barren, and I care not to get slips of them.
Wherefore, gentle maiden, do you neglect them?
For I have heard it said there is an art which in their piedness shares with great creating nature.
Say there be. You see, sweet maid, we marry the gentler scion to the wildest stock, and make breed a bark of baser kind by bud of nobler race. This is an art which does mend nature, change it, rather. But the art itself is nature.
I'll not put the dibble in earth to set one slip of them. No more than were I painted, I would wish this youth should say, oh, 'twere well, and only therefore desire to breed by me. Here's flowers for you. Hot lavender, mints, savory marjoram, these are flowers of middle summer, and I think they are given to men of middle age. You're very welcome, sir. And now, my fairest friend, I would I had some flowers of the spring that might become your time of day. Daffodils that come before the swallow dares and take the winds of March with their beauty. Oh, these I lack to make you garlands of, and my sweet friend to strew him o'er and o'er.
What, like a corpse?
No, like a bank for love to lie and play on. Not like a corpse, or if not to be buried, but quick and in mine arms come take your flowers. Methinks this robe of mine does change my disposition.
What you do still betters what is done. When you speak sweet, I'd have you do it ever. When you sing, I'd have you buy and sell so give alms, pray so. And when you do dance, oh, I wish you a wave of the sea, that you might ever do nothing but that. But come, our dance, I pray. Your hand, my Perdita.
Mopsa must be your mistress. Mary, here's garlic to mend her kissing with.
Now, in good time.
We stand upon our manners. Come, strike up!
That ever ran upon the green sward. Nothing she does or seems but smacks of something nobler than herself. Too noble for this place.
Oh, he tells her something that makes her blood look out. Good sooth, she's the queen of curds and cream.
Good shepherd, which fair swain is this which dances with your daughter?
They call him Doracleus. He says he loves my daughter, and I think so too, for never gaze the moon upon the waters will stand and read as 'twere her eyes.
She dances featly.
As she does anything. If young Doracleus do light upon her, she'll bring him that which he dreams not of. What?
Blonde as white as brilliant gold, white as black as there was no golden just as golden just for young lads who buy their
Oh, sir, if you but heard the puddle at the door, you would never dance again after tabor and pipe.
I love a ballad, but only too well. Be a doleful matter merrily set down, or a very pleasing thing indeed, and sung lamentably.
He has songs for man or woman of all sizes. No milliner should so fit his customers with gloves. He has the prettiest love songs for maids.
Does he have any unbraided wares?
He hath ribbons of all colors of the rainbow.
He hath cambrics, lawns. Why, he sings them over as they were gods or goddesses.
Prithee, let him approach.
amber bracelet, bugle, amber perfume for a lady's chamber, golden purse and scarlet purse for young lads who buy their dress. Come buy of me, come buy, come buy, come buy of me, come buy, come buy, come buy of me, come buy, come buy, come buy, or else your lasses cry.
If I were not in love with Mopsa, thou shouldst take no money of me. But, being enthralled as I am, it must also be the bondage of certain ribbons and gloves.
Well, I mean, I was promised them against the feast, but they come not too late now.
Well, he hath promised you more than that, or there be liars.
They have paid you all he promised you.
No.
Oh, maybe he hath paid you more, which will shame you to give him again.
No!
Hey, ladies.
Is there no manners left among maids, but we must be tittle-tattling before all our guests? Clamor your tongues, not a word more.
I have done. Come, you promised me a tawdry lace and a pair of sweet gloves.
Have I not told thee how I was cozened by the way and lost all my money?
And indeed, sir, there are fair cozeners abroad, therefore it behoves a man to be wary.
Oh, fear not thou, man. Thou shalt lose nothing here.
Oh, well, I hope not, sir, for I have about me many parcels of charge.
Ooh, what hast here, ballads?
I love a ballad in print and life, for then we are sure that they are true.
Oh, here's a very doleful one that goes to the tune of a usurer's wife who was brought to bed by 20 money bags of a burthen, and how she longed to eat adders' heads and toads carbonado.
Is it true? Thank you.
Aye, very true, and not but a month old.
Bless me from marrying a usurer.
Pray you now buy it.
Let's first see more ballads.
Here's a passing merry one that goes to the tune of 2 maids wooing a man. There's scarce a maid westward that does but sing it. 'Tis in request, I can tell you.
We can both sing it. If thou bear a part, thou shalt hear. 'Tis in 3 parts.
We had the tune on it a month ago.
Well, I can bear my part, you must know. 'Tis my occupation. Have at it with you.
We'll have this song out anon by ourselves. Our father and the gentlemen are in sad talk and will not trouble them. Come, peddler, bring away thy pack after me. Wenches, I'll buy for you both. Peddler, let's have the first choice. Follow me, girls.
You shall pay well for it.
How now, fair shepherd? You have something in your heart which keeps your head from feasting. I would have ransacked the peddler's silken treasury and poured it to her acceptance. You have let him go, nothing parted with him.
Old sir, I know she prizes not such trifles as these are. The gifts she looks from me are packed and locked up in my heart, which I have given already, but not delivered. I take thy hand. This hand as soft as dove's down, and as white as it, or the fan snow that's bolted by the northern blast twice o'er.
Let me hear what you profess.
Do, and be witness to it.
And this my neighbor too?
And he, and more than he, and men, the earth, the heavens, and all, that were I crowned the most imperial monarch, thereof most worthy, I would not prize them without her love. Shows a sound affection.
Daughter, say you the like to him?
I cannot speak so well, nothing so well, no, nor mean better. By the pattern of mine own thoughts, I cut out the purity of his.
Take hands. A bargain.
Oh, stop, Swain, a while, I pray you. Have you not a father?
I have.
Knows he of this?
He neither does nor shall.
Methinks a father is at the nuptial of his son, a guest that best befits the table. Pray you once more, is not your father grown incapable of reasonable affairs?
He has his health, and ampler strength indeed than most have of his age, but for some other reason, which 'tis not fit you know, I not acquaint my father of this business.
Father should hold counsel in such a business. Prithee, let him know.
No, he must not.
Oh, let him know. He need not grieve in knowing of thy choice.
Come, he must not. Mark our contract.
Mark your divorce, young sir. And son I dare not call. Thou art too base to be acknowledged. Thou, a scepter's heir, that thus affects the sheep-hook, and thou, enchantress, who of force must know the royal fool thou copest with, I'll have thy beauty scratched up with briars and made more homely in thy state. And for thee, fond boy, if ever I may know, thou dost but sigh that thou no more shalt see this knack, as never again, I mean thou shalt. We'll bar thee from succession. Mark thou my words. And for thee, old traitor, I'm sorry that by hanging thee I can but shorten thy life 1 week. Follow us to the court.
Cursed wretch! Thou knewest this was the prince, and wouldst adventure to mingle faith with him. Undone! I am undone! I might die within this hour, and I have lived to die when I desire.
Why look you so upon me? I am but sorry, not afeared, delayed, but nothing altered. What I was, I am!
Gracious my lord, you know your father's temper. At this time he will allow no speech. Then till the fury of his highness settle, come not before him.
And not purpose it. I think, Camillo!
Even he, my lord.
How often have I told you 'twould be thus? How often said my dignity would last, but till 'twere known?
It cannot fail but by the violation of my faith. Lift up thy looks. From my succession, wipe me, father. I am heir to my affection.
Be advised, this is desperate, sir.
So call it. But it does fulfill my vow, Camillo. Not for Bohemia will I break my oath to this, my fair beloved. Therefore I pray you, when he shall miss me, as in faith I mean never to see him any more, cast your good counsels upon his passion. This you may know, and so deliver. I am put to sea with her whom here I cannot hold on shore. A vessel rides fast by. What course I mean to hold shall nothing benefit your knowledge.
Sir, I think you know of my poor services in the love I bear your father.
Very nobly have you deserved. It is my father's music to speak your deeds.
Embrace but my direction. Appoint you where you shall have such receiving as becomes your highness, where you may enjoy your mistress, from whom I see there's no disjunction to be had but by your ruin. Marry her, and with my best endeavors in your absence, your discontenting father strive to qualify and bring him up to liking.
How? Camillo, may this almost a miracle be done?
Make for Cecilia, and present yourself and your mistress for Leontes. She shall be habited as becomes the partner of your bed. Oh, methinks I see Leontes opening his arms and weeping his welcomes forth, asking thee, the son, forgiveness as 'twere in his father's person.
What color for my visitation shall I hold up before him?
Sent by the king your father to greet him and give him comforts. Sir, the manner of your bearing towards him, what you ask from your father shall deliver. Things known betwixt us three I'll write you down. The which shall point you forth at every sitting what to say, that he shall not perceive, but that you have your father's bosom there and speak his very heart.
Yeah! Oh, I am bound to you. There is some sap in this. My prettiest Perdita! Camillo! How shall we do? We are not burnished like Bohemia's son.
No. Fear none of that. I think you know my fortunes all do lie there. It shall be so my care to have you royally appointed as if the scene you play were mine. And these letters, by this means being there so soon as you arrive, shall clear all doubt.
And those that you'll procure from King Leontes
shall satisfy your father.
Fortune speed us! Thus we set on, Camillo, to the seaside!
The swifter speed, the better?
To the seaside!
Now, what I do next shall be to tell the king of their escape and whither they are fled. Wherein my hope is that he shall so follow, and in whose company I shall review Cecilia!
Well, I say that this is the time that the unjust man doth thrive. The prince himself is about a piece of iniquity, stealing away from his father with his clog at his heels. Oh, now, if I thought it were a piece of honesty to acquaint the king withal, I would not do it. I hold it the more knavery to conceal it, and therein am I constant to my profession.
Ooh. See what a man you are now. There's no other way but to tell the king she's a changeling and none of your flesh and blood.
Well, nay, but hear me.
Nay, but hear me. Oh. She being none of your flesh and blood has not offended the king, and so your flesh and blood is not to be punished by him. Show those things you found about her. Those secret things. This being done, let the law go whistle.
Well, let us to the king. There is that in this fodder will make him scratch his head.
Though I am not naturally honest, I am sometimes so by chance. How now, rustics? Whither are you bound?
Oh, to the palace, and like you, sir.
Your affairs there. What? With whom? The contents of that fardel, your names, your ages, your havings, your breedings, and any other thing that is fit to be known, discover.
We are but plain fellows, sir.
You lie! For you are rough and hairy,
Let me have no lying. It becomes none but tradesmen.
Are you a courtier, and like you, sir?
And it like me or no, sir, I am a courtier. Seest thou not the air of the court in these enfoldings? Seest thou not the court in my gate, huh? Receives not thy nose court odors from me? I am a courtier, sir, capape, and one that'll either push on or pluck back thy business there, whereupon I command thee to open thy affairs.
My business is to the king, sir.
What advocate hast thou to him?
I know not, and like you, sir.
Advocate's the court word for pheasant. Say you have none.
I have none, sir. No pheasant, cock, or hen.
How blessed are we that are not simple men,
This cannot be but a great courtier.
Well, his clothes are rich, but he wears them not handsomely.
He seems to be the more noble in being fantastical. A great man, I'll warrant.
What's in that fardel? Huh? Wherefore that box?
There lie such secrets in this box and fardel that none just know but the king. And he will know within this hour.
Oh, age, thou hast lost thy labor.
Why is that, sir?
Well, the king is not at the palace. He is now gone aboard a new ship to purge melancholy. For thou must know the king is full of grief.
Yeah, about his son that should have married a shepherd's daughter.
Aye! And if that shepherd be not at hand fast, let him fly far, for the tortures he shall bear shall break the back of man.
Think you so, sir?
Tell me, for you seem to be honest, plain men, what you have to the king. I will bring you where he is. Tender your persons in his presence, Whisper you in his behalf,
He seems to be of great authority. Close with him, give him gold.
And it please you, sir, to do our business. Here is that gold which I have, and I will make as much more, and leave this young man as pawn till I bring it to you.
After I have done what I have promised.
Aye, sir.
I will trust you. Go before. Stay towards the seaside. Stay on the right hand. I will but look upon the hedge and follow. Gentlemen,
Yes.
gentlemen, towards the seaside. Oh, no one knows where the sea is in this town. Yes.
We are blessed in this man.
Yes,
Mwah,
thank
as I
you.
may say.
Very
Mwah,
good.
even blessed.
One more. No more.
Okay.
You're done. Yes, thank you. You as well, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's do as he bids, son. He was provided to do us good.
Now, I see, were I an honest man, fortune would not suffer me. But she dropped booties in my mouth. I am now courted with a double occasion. Gold, and the means to do the prince, my master, some good. I'll bring these two moles, these blind ones, where he is. And if he sees it fit to shore them again, and that the complaint they have to the king concerns him nothing, why then, let him call me rogue for being so far officious, for I am proof against that title, and what shames else go with it. I will bring them to him. There may be matter in it.
Sir, you have done enough and performed a saint-like sorrow. Do as the heavens have done. Forget your evil. With them, forgive yourself.
Whilst I remember her and her virtues, I cannot forget my blemishes in them, and so still think of the wrongs I did myself, which was so much that airless it hath left my kingdom and destroyed the sweetest companion that e'er man bred his hopes out of.
Too true, my lord. If one by one you wedded all the world, and from all that are took something good to make the perfect woman, she you killed would be unparalleled.
I think so.
killed. She I killed. Oh, I did so, but thou strikest me sorely to say I did it. It is as bitter upon thy tongue as it is in my thoughts now. Good now, say so, but seldom.
Not at all, good lady. You might have spoken 1,000 things that would have done the time more benefit and graced your kindness better.
You are one of those would have him wed again.
If you would not so, you pity not the state. Consider little what dangers by his highness fail of issue may drop upon his kingdom.
There is none worthy, respecting her that's gone. Besides, the gods would have fulfilled their secret purpose. For has not the divine Apollo said, is it not the tenor of his oracle that King Leontes shall not have an heir till his lost child be found?
Good Paulina, who hast the memory of Hermione. Oh, that ever I had squared me to thy counsel then. Even now I might have looked on my queen's full eyes and taken treasure from her lips.
And left them more rich for what they yielded.
Thou speakst truth. No more such wives, therefore no wife. One worse and better used would make her sainted spirit once again possess her corpse. I'll have no wife, Paulina.
Will you swear never to marry, but by my free leave?
But true, Paulina. We shall not marry till thou bidst us.
That shall be when you are first wives again in breath, never till then. One that gives out himself Prince Florizel, son of Polixenes, with his princess desires access to your high presence.
Oh, what with him? He comes not like to his father's greatness. His approach tells us of a visitation not framed but forced by need and accident. His princess, say you, with him?
Aye.
Go, Cleomenes, Dion, bring them to our embracement. Still, 'tis strange he should thus steal upon us.
Had Mamilius, jewel of children, seen this hour, he'd have squared well with this, my lord. There was not a full month between their births.
Cease! No more. Thou know he dies to me again when talked of. Sure, when I shall see this gentleman, thy speeches will bring me to consider that which may unfurnish me of reason. There come. Oh. Your mother, Prince, was most true of wedlock, for she did print your royal father off conceiving you. Were I but 21, your father's spirit is so hidden you his very air that I should call you brother as I did him, and talk of something wildly by us performed before. Most dearly welcome hither, and your fair princess, goddess. Oh, alas. I lost a couple that twixt heaven and earth might thus have stood, begetting wonder as you gracious couple do. And then I lost all mine own folly, the society, amity too, of your brave father, who, though bearing misery, I desire my life once more to look on him.
By his command have I here touched Cecilia, and from him give you all greeting that a king at friend can send his brother.
Welcome hither, as the spring is to the earth. The blessed gods purge all infection from our air whilst you do climate here. You have a holy father, against whom I have done sin, for the which the heavens, taking angry note, have left me issueless. And your father blessed, as from heaven he merits it with you. What might I have been? Might I, a son and daughter now, looked on such goodly things as you?
Most noble sir, that which I shall report will bear no credit were not the proof so nigh. Please you, great sir, Bohemia greets you from himself by me, desires you to arrest his son, who has fled from his father, from his hopes, and with a shepherd's daughter.
Where's Bohemia? Speak!
Even now, in your city, I now came from him! While he hastens in the chase of this fair couple, meets he on the way the father of this seeming lady, and her brother, having both their country quitted, with this young prince.
Camillo has betrayed me!
Lay it to his charge, he's with the king your father.
Oh, Camillo!
Camillo, sir, I spake with him, who now has these two men in question.
Oh, my poor father! The heavens set spies upon us will not have our contract celebrated.
You are married?
We are not, sir, nor are we like to be. The stars, I see, will kiss the valleys first.
My lord, is this the daughter of a king?
She is when once she is my wife.
That once, I see by your good father's speed, will come on very slowly.
Dear, look up. Though fortune visible an enemy should chase us with my father, power no jot hath she to change our loves. Beseech you, sir. Remember when you owed no more to time than I do now. With thoughts of such affections, step forth mine advocate. At your request, my father will grant precious things as trifles.
I will to your father. Your honor not overthrown by your desires, I am a friend to them and you. Come! Good my lord.
Beseech you, were you present at this relation?
I was by at the opening of the fardel. Heard the old man deliver the matter how he found it. Whereupon, after a little amazedness, we were commanded out of the chamber. Only this, methought, I heard the old shepherd say he found the child. Yes.
I would most gladly know the issue of it.
The oracle is fulfilled! The king's daughter is found! Such a deal of wonders is broken out within this hour that ballad makers cannot be able to express it!
Most true! The mantle of Queen Hermione's, her jewel, about the neck of it. The letters of Antigonus, which they know to be his character. The majesty of the creature in resemblance of the mother, proclaims her with all certainty to be the king's daughter.
But did you see the relation of the two kings?
No.
Oh, there you might have beheld one joy crown another! Our king ready to leap out of himself for joy of his found daughter, as if that joy had now become a loss, cries, "Oh, thy mother! Thy mother!" Then he asks Bohemia forgiveness. Then he embraces his son-in-law. Then again he worries his daughter by clipping her. Now he thanks the old shepherd, which stands by like a weather-bitten conduit of many kings' reigns. Oh.
But what became of Antigonus that carried hence the child?
Like an old tale still, he was torn to pieces with a bear. This avouches the shepherd's son, who has a handkerchief and rings of his that Paulina knows. Oh, the noble combat twixt joy and sorrow was fought in Paulina. She had one eye declined for the loss of her husband, another elevated that the oracle was fulfilled. She lifts the princess from the earth and so locks her in embracing, that she would pin her to her heart and no more be in danger of losing.
Are they gone now to the court?
No. The princess, hearing of her mother's statue, which is now in the keeping of Paulina, a work many years in the doing by that rare Italian master, Giulio Romano. He hath done Hermione that one would speak to her and stand in hope of answer. Thither are they gone.
I thought Paulina had some great matter there in hand, for she hath, privately, twice or thrice a day, ever since the death of Hermione, visited that removed house. Let us thither, and with their company pace the rejoicing.
No. Had I not a drop of my former life in me, I see that preferment would drop upon my head. I brought the old man and his son to the prince and told them of a box and a fardel and I know not what, but he, at that time, began to be much seasick, and these things remained a mystery. How well, it is all one with me, for had I been the finder out of these secrets, they would not have relished well among my many other discredits. Here come those that I have done good to against my will, and already in the blossom of their good fortune.
Son, I am past more children, but all thy sons and daughters will be gentlemen born.
You are well met, sir. You denied to fight with me this other day because I was no gentleman born. See you these clothes? I am now a gentleman born.
Yes, I see you are now a gentleman born.
Aye, and have been so any time these 4 hours.
So have I, son.
Aye, so you have. But I was a gentleman born before my father. For the king's son took me by the hand and called me brother. And then the 2 kings called my father brother. And then the prince my brother and the princess my sister called my father. And so we wed, and those were the first gentleman-like tears that ever we shed.
We shall live to shed many more, son.
I beseech you, sir, forgive me the many wrongs I have committed to your worship, and give me your good report to the prince, my master.
Pray, son, do. Be gentle. For now, we are gentlemen born.
Yes, we know you're gentlemen.
Thou wilt amend thy life?
Aye, and it please your worship.
Give me thy hand. No! I will swear to the prince thou art as honest a true fellow as any is in Bohemia.
I thank you, sir.
Oh, hark! The kings and princes, our kindred, are going to see the queen's picture. Follow us, we'll be thy good masters.
O grave and good Paulina, the great comfort that we have had of thee.
All my services you have paid homeward, but that you have vouchsafed my poor house to visit.
Oh, Paulina, we honor you with
thy grace.
trouble. But we came to see the statue of our queen. Your gallery have we passed her, but saw not that which my daughter came to look on, the statue of her mother.
As she lived peerless, so her dead likeness does, I do well believe, excel whatever yet you've looked upon, nor hand of man hath done. Therefore I keep it lonely, apart. But here 'tis. Prepare to see the life as lively mocked as ever, so sleep mocked death. Behold, and say 'tis well. Speak, my liege, comes it not something near?
Her natural posture. Oh, chide me, dear stone, that I may say, thou art indeed Hermione. But yet, Paulina, Hermione was not so wrinkled, nothing so aged as this seems.
So much more our carver's excellence, who lets go by some 16 years and makes her as she lived now.
Isn't all she might have done? So much to my good comfort it is now piercing to my soul. Oh, thus she stood, even thus when first I wooed her. I am ashamed. Does not the stone rebuke me for being more stone than it? Oh, royal peace, there's magic in thy majesty.
And give me leave to implore your blessing, dear queen, that ended when I but began.
Oh, patience! The statue is but newly fixed, the color's not dry. No longer shall you look on it, lest your fancy should think anon it moves.
Let be. Let be. Would I were dead, but still, methinks... What was he did make it? See, my lord, would not you deem it breathed, and that those veins did verily bear blood?
Masterly done. The very life seems warm upon her lip.
I am sorry, sir, to have thus far stirred you, but I could afflict you farther.
Do, Paulina, for this affliction has a taste as sweet as any cordial comfort. Still, methinks there's an air comes from her. What fine chisel could ever yet cut breath? Let no man mock me, for I will kiss her.
Neither forbear! Quit presently the chapel, or resolve you for more amazement. For if you can behold it, I'll make the statue move indeed. Descend, and take you by the hand. But then you will think, which I protest against, I am assisted by wicked powers.
What you can make her do, I am content to look on. What to speak, I am content to hear. For 'tis as easy to make her speak as move.
It is required you do awake your faith. Let those that think this is unlawful business I am about depart.
Proceed, no foot shall stir.
Music! Awake her! Strike! 'Tis time. Descend. Be stone no more. Approach. I'll fill your grave up. Nay, stir. Come away. strike all that look upon with marvel. Bequeath to death your numbness, for from him dear life redeems you. Start not, her actions shall be as holy as you hear my spell is lawful. Do not shun her again, my lord, for then you kill her double. Nay, present your hand.
Oh! She's warm! If this be magic, let it be an art lawful as eating.
That she lives, were it told you, should be hooted at like an old tale, and yet it appears she lives, though she speaks not. Mark a little while. Please you, fair madam, to interpose. Good lady, turn, our dear Perdita is found.
You gods, look down, and from your sacred vials pour your graces upon my daughter's head. Tell me, my lord, where hast thou been preserved? Where lived? How found thy father's court? For thou shalt hear that I, knowing by Paulina that the oracle gave hope thou wast in being, have preserved myself to see the issue.
Go together, you precious winners all. Your exaltation partake to everyone. I, an old turtle, will wing me to some withered bough, and there my mate, who's never to be found again, lament till I am lost.
Oh, peace, Paulina! Thou shouldst a husband take by my consent, as I by thine a wife. I'll not seek far, for you I partly know your minds. Come, Camillo! Take her by the hand, whose worth and honesty is richly noted, and here justified by us, a pair of kings. Look on my brother. Pardons both, that ere I put between your holy looks my ill suspicion. Come, lead us from hence, where we may leisurely demand an answer to his part, performed in this wide gap of time, since first we were dissevered.
A joyful bridal then they held. The bells rang out o'er hill and dale. And old Father Time gladly told to all who cared his winter's tale.